Hello! Welcome to episode 3 of Mastering the Marketing Game with me, as you know, Kelly. So this is episode 3. If you've had a chance to watch episode 1 and 2, thank you. I very much appreciate you. If you've not had a chance to watch them yet, feel free to pop onto my YouTube channel and give them a watch. In the first and second episode, I defined the why, what, how and when of this vlog series. And I talked about my background, what I was trying to get out of this series, how I'm going to do it and when I'm going to do it. And I touched a little bit upon where I started with in planning, and that is a situational analysis, which is the S of SOSTAC. And I said last week that I'm going to delve into that even deeper in this episode. So just to go over what a SOSTAC actually is, it is SOSTAC. And the S stands for situational analysis, the O stands for objectives, S again stands for strategy, T for tactics, A for actions, and C for control. So there's quite a lot there to get into. So as I mentioned, I'm going to talk about situational analysis today, which is made up of quite a few parts as well. So as I said last week, there's a hell of a lot to go at. So let's get into this one. So before diving into any marketing plan, there's one essential tool that you need, a SWOT analysis. So within the situational analysis of a SOSTAC, there is a SWOT analysis, which really needs to be done first before you move forward with a marketing plan. So that's the next acronym, a SWOT, which is strengths, weaknesses, threats. There, get that right. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So I'm going to touch upon each one of them today. Hopefully briefly, but enough information for you to know where to go with your first marketing plan. S for strengths. So what you're trying to do with the strengths is really look into what makes your brand stand out, or what your product makes your product stand out. Maybe you've got a really unique product in the market and that is your unique selling point, USP. You can look at things like a really strong media presence, social media presence, a loyal customer base. They are all things that can be a really good strength as a part of your SWOT analysis. So an example there would be, does your team excel at using AI tools? That's a big topic at the moment. So if you are strong, or your team is strong in using AI tools, that is massive advantage for you and is definitely a strength. Maybe you and your team are already really aligned with sustainability trends. This is a really hot topic as well at the moment. So again, a massive strength if you have got them in your tool bag as a marketer or a team. There's many more things that you can look into, but hopefully I've covered enough there for you to get started and really analyse what the strengths are within either your team or your product or your business. So next we're going to look at the W of the SWOT, which is weaknesses. So this is where you have to be really honest and look at your weaknesses, whether it's you or your team or within the business. So these will be areas that are holding you back. So maybe your team lacks skills in the AI, as we've mentioned in the strengths. It could also be a weakness if you've not delved into it yet. 36% of marketers struggle with this. Understandably, it's very new. Weaknesses isn't about criticism, it's about finding areas for improvement. So next, the O of SWOT, opportunities. This is the exciting one. So this is where you explore trends and market gaps that you can leverage. For instance, Kantar's data shows a boom in live stream shopping. Now this is brand new to me, so when I did a bit of research for this episode, I wasn't aware of this. So proves that marketing is running at such a high pace and trends are just constantly changing. Could this be your next win? Maybe you've got a product that you could potentially live stream to get people to buy. Last one is T. So finally, you have to identify your threats. And these are usually external factors that could impact your success. So things such as consumer distrust in AI generated ads. As you'll notice, a lot of the stuff that I've talked about today has been AI, and that is a huge topic at the moment. It's hard for people to gain the trust in it, which is understandable. This could be a potential threat. So if you were looking at creating a new campaign that was fully driven by AI generated content, which you now have to specify that you've done, that could potentially be a threat if it hit an audience that wasn't trusting of AI generated content. Another potential threat could be shifting regulations on sustainability. As we know, this is an ever-changing subject. It's very difficult for businesses to consistently be in line with regulations. I know that there's another one coming in March about recycling in businesses. And lastly, there could be new competitors entering your market, so it would potentially take some of your market share. Always be on the lookout for other competitors in your market. When this comes along, it could go into an opportunity for you to diversify into a different area in your business, maybe bring that on your product, but that's one for another day. I'm now going to run through a quick SWOT analysis on this video series. As I said before, I really want to apply all the frameworks and techniques to a live project, this one. So let's do that. So the strengths that I have for this video series are that I have experience in marketing, currently working on a marketing apprenticeship, so techniques and strategies are fresh in my mind. I have experience in videography and video editing and a passion for the creative. Weaknesses that I can foresee are that I'm not confident in talking on camera or on an ad hoc basis. I'm new to vlogging and how to build a watchable piece, and I am behind the times with trends in vlogging. So while I might have watched loads over the Christmas break and I feel like I understand, you know, how to talk on camera and what people are talking about and how long to make videos such as this, there may be areas where I just need to work on that a little bit better. To apply the opportunities to my video series, as I have chosen LinkedIn as a main platform and the audience for this series, the opportunity to create a vlog series about professional marketing is endless, and this platform will always be a great place for pieces like this. As this is being led by just me, I have endless possibilities, only limited by my creative brain. And lastly, to go on threats that apply to my video series, as this piece is led by me and I've defined the objectives of this clearly, I can only foresee a few threats. And the main one being, what I mentioned last week, is workload increasing, meaning that I have limited spare time to create content. I have a clear plan for when I'm going to film, so hopefully this will help me out. And obviously I've said I'm going to be ahead with a couple of videos per week. Another thing that I have identified since uploading the first video that's a potential threat is user retention. So people will watch the video and I have noticed a drop off after about 2 minutes, so that's a potential threat. And it's obviously something I need to look at when I make future videos and maybe try and not cram. Obviously all of it's going to be interesting, but the key points maybe keep to the first 2.5 minutes. So to quickly round up this episode, we've talked a lot about a SWOT analysis within a situational analysis. So just to recap, you start with strengths, what makes your brand stand out. Next is weaknesses, and these are areas that are potentially holding you back. Opportunities, this is where you can explore trends and market gaps that you can leverage. Threats, external factors that could potentially impact your success. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and hopefully learned something as well. If you've got any questions at all, pop them in the comments and I will come back to you. And as always, have a fantastic weekend. I will see you next week.